room, what kind of improvements, I guess, have you seen so far this offseason with them in general?
I think looking at their body by Storm. I think Coach Storm did a great job with those young men in their bodies. I think Slick did a great job with Trey Benson in that training room. He looks healthy, he looks faster, he's bigger, stronger. So I think the biggest thing is the guys are a lot bigger and a lot stronger right now.
In what ways, like with the different backs in the room, how do they set themselves apart from each other, and what I guess are the strengths of each of their games with Toafilli and Benson and Ward?
I think the biggest thing is we know their skill set. That's the advantage that we have. We understand that they do have different skill sets, and we play with multiple backs. Sometimes we may play 3, even 4 backs sometimes in one set. So that's the versatility that those guys have. That's why this is a place where they can showcase their talents.
What are some of the things you need out of those guys to help replace Treshaun? What Treshaun gave you?
I think the first thing is kind of understand the offense. I think Trey Benson came in only a short time this spring, but he has a very good understanding of the offense. Really smart player. Obviously, he's definitely physical. One of the fastest back that we already have. He's tough. He understands everything that's going on, and he's kind of a veteran player. But he's a really humble guy, really quiet young man, but he can catch the ball out the backfield also. Same thing like Treshaun, but probably like a 4-4, 4-3 kid.
Did you see Trey in high school, or did you see him in person before he got here?
I hadn't seen him in person, but I did see his tape in high school. Understand that he always was a fast kid, but this is the first time I've seen him in person.
What was that like, and just the way he, again, the physicality, but also the elusiveness?
I think it was a blessing definitely for us to see him as big as he was and as fast as he was. I think being a big back and running that fast and being able to catch the ball at the backfield, was major for us. And that's something that we needed with a big back leaving and going to the NFL like Treshaun Carter.
How did things change for Treshaun now? Like a year ago, he was kind of the new guy a little bit, former walk-on and all that. Now he's a leading returning rusher. Like, how does that change his mindset?
I think the biggest thing you saw with Treshaun Ward, and we call him 8-ball, the biggest thing is his leadership. You saw his leadership immediately in the spring. He took over the room, made sure everybody was doing what they were supposed to do on and off the field. And I think that showed more than anything. He made sure those guys did all the little things. He made sure they knew all their alignments. He corrected them before any coach could correct them. And that's what you want. You want a team that's led by the players.
And going to LT, like where has he improved, and where are you hoping to see him improve?
I think with his strength and changing of his body, LT's up to 190 pounds. That's one of the biggest things. He always had, I thought, probably one of the best skill sets. He's probably one of your most talented guys on the team because you can put LT at receivers, probably one of the better receivers on the team. So you can split him out, put him in the backfield. There's multiple things that he can do. So I just think it's time for him to take the next step. That's a challenge for him to take the next step in his offense, and we're going to put him in position to do those things so he can showcase his talent.
Do you pay much? I mean, I know you pay attention to it, but like, because you're a recruiting coordinator, but with the offensive line you guys have put together, how does that excite you as an offensive coach on this staff?
Well, the offensive line that Coach Atkins put together and did a great job with. I was even thinking about putting the helmet on. I thought he did a really good job. We're all excited. I think he did a really good job putting those guys together, and after watching those guys block and do the things that they did this spring, it's really exciting. We're all excited about the things that he's doing with that offensive line, and those kids showed up. Looking at Maurice, who put on some muscle and some weight, which was really good, and Bless at right tackle was doing a really good job. So I think it was big. Having a few transfer guys coming in, I think it was major for us.
I know you help with the return guys. What is Michael like back there, and what do you like about him as a punter?
Besides the fact that he's definitely can catch him, he's really sure-handed and elusive, but he's tough to bring down. And he has a lot of confidence back there, and that's what you want with a guy returning punts, and that's what you need. You need a guy who's fearless back there. And I think that's a game changer for us, and that's something that we needed.
I'm good.
I wanted to ask, Trey Benson, he really asserted himself during the spring, and he's coming off a major injury. So, Were you surprised at all with just how quickly he asserted himself during the spring? 7 carries, 77 yards during the spring game.
Oh, not really surprised. Slick had already told us, and our athletic trainer had already told us that he was ready. He had him ready. He had been doing everything he was supposed to in the training room, and we was making sure we were mindful and making sure we kept him healthy and doing the things that we needed to do. And he did a good job with his rehab. And so we're going to continue to monitor that and make sure we can keep him upright and keep him strong.
What have you thought about Rodney Hill's progress ever since he got to Florida State in January?
Well, January came in at 177 pounds. He's 195 pounds at this point. Catching the ball at the backfield. He always asking questions. He stays up here all the time. Continue to have like a 3.9, almost a 4-point hook rate point average. And he's really tough. He wants to be good, wants to be great. So we're going to continue to push him. You know, I told him there's no red shirt for him. You know, he has to be ready to play.
And what about CJ Campbell, too, and how he's standing out, or what ways is he standing out?
CJ, you can put him in any situation. CJ is probably going to be one of our better special teams players this year. We can put him in the backfield at any point. He knows the offense. He knows exactly what's going on. And it wouldn't be, you know, any downfall if CJ is in the backfield. He can run the ball, he can make people miss, he can catch the ball at the backfield. So he's one of the 5 that you can put in at any time.
I don't know if it's like a really easy, really tough question to ask, but when you talk about, you're saying with LT and him having to take the next step, like what would that look like to you, him taking the next step?
I think just playing with a lot of confidence. No matter where we put him, he has to have the ball in his hand. And he has to be confident enough to know that, hey, it's my time. I need the ball in my hand. I can make things happen. You know, that's what I want from LT. And I just think he has that type of talent. And we put the ball in his hand to make things happen. Same thing he did in the Clemson game with ease. Same thing he did against Duke as a true freshman. And he knows that. You know, he knows that there's no pressure on him, but he has that type of talent.
With Corbin moving on and you're kind of looking for a new starter now, how excited are you to figure out the pecking order in that rotation over the next couple of months during camp?
That's a good thing. I don't have to figure it out. They will. You know, the best players going to play. You know, I don't promise anybody I'm going to give them the ball 20 times a game, but I do promise them they can run as far as they want to every time I give it to them.
Thanks, Gary.